This course, Classics in Economic and Social Theory, CEST, was born out of a deep sense of unease and disquiet that I had while teaching the core course for the PGP1s, BGS, Business, Government and Society. In that course, we made the students deal with extremely complex and ambiguous issues dealing with Indian society and polity without really providing them the requisite tools. So I had student after student write to me, meet me after class. While they were all very excited and agitated about the discussions that took place in class, they were fairly uncomfortable with this lack of closure. It was then that I felt that a course in social theory is almost required. I went on a pillage of readings of social theorists, readings of course outlines of courses of such nature, and I honed down on 5 thinkers, social thinkers: Adam Smith, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber and Michel Foucault. Now you might well ask, what do these thinkers, 100, 200-year-old thinkers from Western Europe really have to say for India of today? And my answer to that is that each one of them had something compelling to say about the modern, capitalist, market-oriented society that we are today. This is the template that was given to us by the West, and it is a template that all of us in the developing world today, be it India, China, Brazil, South Africa or even Myanmar, is emulating. This template is here to stay. So we might as well listen to what these guys had to say about the society, because this kind of a society was just being born in front of their eyes. They were at the cusp of the time, 1850s to 1900s, when Europe was transitioning from a feudal, traditional society into a society like this, industrialized, rational, market-oriented. Not all of them were gung-ho about this modernization project. We begin with Adam Smith, who was perhaps the most sanguine or optimistic of them all, because he came initially almost early 1700s when Britain was just starting to industrialize. And I can recognize that optimism in India today post 1990s when we opened up. 50, 60, 70 years down the line and disenchantment started creeping in, you had critiques of this society exemplified by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. I think today we are living through such tumultuous times of financial crisis. We better try and understand what Marx and Engels have to say about it, because they had such astute and trenchant observations of the society that we are living through today. And we might as well read what they had to say about such a society, be it the early idealistic German ideology, if the later Das Kapital is too daunting. Then we come to Emile Durkheim and his idea of solidarity. I think all of us today, part of social groups like Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups, will learn a lot from trying to understand what Durkheim had to say about the need for belonging to social groups, the idea of solidarity, because the society we're living through has got such inbuilt centrifugal tendencies that there is almost this need to belong to social groups. We then come to 1950s, 1960s, it's almost the end of the charm of modernization, and you have the enfant terrible, Michel Foucault. And I think the young especially of today ought to know what Foucault had to say about power and power asymmetries in social relations. So this is what the course is all about. We are going to deal with the original texts, because it is in these original texts that these thinkers not only talk to us, but they also dialogue with one another. And the endeavor in the class is going to be really to pick up these texts and to peg it firmly in the Indian context, relate it to the Indian context. And therefore, this is going to be a very writing intensive course. I will have written submissions every week, which I will grade and give feedback on. They will be a part of your grading. You will have 2 midterm submissions based on the thinkers that we have covered. And the final is going to be a bit innovative, since the class per se, the course per se, is very printed text intensive. The final is innovative in the sense that I will ask you to choose a video medium. It could be a film clip, it could be a documentary clip, it could be a photo, and you have to pick that up and relate it to what we have done in CEST. So that is what the course is all about. I'm also going to be very strict on attendance, because I think we are dealing with very profound thinkers and there's just 20 sessions. So missing even 1 or 2 sessions is going to create gaping holes. So when I passed this course outline around to colleagues, the comment that I got was that you're laying it very thick and this is just too heavy. And maybe I should give it a more sexier title, like Understanding Businesses in India Today, or What Does India Have to Learn from Europe of Yesterday? While I did think over it, and while it might sound very, very fanciful, and you might end up learning what Indian customers are thinking today, or what we as a society have to learn from Western Europe of yesterday, I really cannot guarantee that. But what I can definitely guarantee is exposure to some first-rate, excellent, razor-sharp minds, and that I think is worth the effort. Thank you.